Alrighty, welcome back everyone to the Week 9 Commissioner Update video for our results.
Yes, Week 9. As Bon Jovi reminds us, Kyle, we are halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Hey, you know songs, just not movies.
Oh.
Happy voting day, everyone.
That's right.
Yes, speaking of votes, what did people vote for as winners this week?
For winners, already looking at Week 9 results here, we have on top with a tiebreaker was the freaking Beacons with 11 correct picks. They also thought the Monday night game was going to end with 46 points. They were the closest. It ended with 40 points.
I do feel like there's another team that also got 11 points, Kyle. Is that correct?
There are two other teams who had 11 points, but they were Are You Rossetti for Some Football and the Echo All-Stars. Yeah. So looking at the overall standings, the freaking Beacons who won this week are on top in first place with 87 points. Coming right behind them at 86 is Red Zone Royalty. And then Are You Rossetti for Some Football at 84 points. So a couple points off the lead there.
Not a tie anymore. It's a break.
Not a tie. We have a solo leader, finally.
Yeah.
There are also 10 points that separate the first place team from the last place team. And with 9 weeks left, now you might want to start.
Right, now I'm thinking about that. Don't worry, there is a loser prize. I mean, a last place, you can do better next season prize. Is that what we're calling it?
Sure, let's go with that. We'll go with that. But looking forward to Week 10, the Thursday night football game is the Falcons versus the Panthers. And this is going to be the first ever NFL game this Sunday played in Munich, Germany. They're playing at the Allianz Arena. I'm sure I butchered that name. And that is the football Bayern Munich's home field. So.
Big fan?
Big fan, yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna be an early one though. 7:30 a.m. So get your Irish coffees going.
Yes.
If you want to have wings that early in the morning, go right ahead. But that's gonna be an early one. Moving forward, looking at the Sunday night game. We have the Chargers versus the 49ers, followed by the Monday night game, which is the Eagles and Commanders. The Eagles still undefeated.
Yeah, I don't see the Commanders changing that anytime soon. But any given Monday, you never know.
We could have an upset. It could happen. It could happen. And then the Week 10 buys this week, we have the Bengals, the Ravens, the Patriots, and the Jets all have a break. They're on bye. They're not playing. Don't worry about it. Check your fantasy teams, though, if you have any players on those teams.
Nice. Fantasy was crazy. This week was pretty insane. I think most games were 17-17 in the fourth quarter.
A lot of them were.
Some breakout stars on the fantasy. If you were playing against Mixon like I was, that was a bit rough. And yeah, very exciting OT game Sunday night, Chiefs and Titans. So. If you're watching, I mean, yeah, this is for fun, but the games are very exciting. It's getting good. Nobody's stepping away. So it's getting harder and harder to tell the picks because it's close calls. Anybody can.
Indeed it is, especially with injuries and things like that.
Yes.
Speaking of Brittany, do we have any injury updates for this week?
We do. There's some other news I wanted to touch on. So once again, the Eagles are still undefeated. I wait week after week to see that stat change. But another stat has changed. If you saw the press conference, maybe now that the divorce is final, Brady won and was very excited about it, swearing at the press conference. So this could be a tide change for the Buccaneers. I don't know.
We'll see. I believe they are playing in Munich Sunday morning. It's Bucks Seahawks in Munich, I believe.
I believe that is your end of the spectrum, so sounds right. So interesting things there. Some teams, there were a lot of trades happened at the trade deadline, so you want to check that out. I know the Bears got Chase Claypool from the Steelers, so a lot of moves that could be changing things up in a good way or a bad way. Maybe it's going to take them a few weeks to get their groove and figure some things out, or maybe they're going to come in and make an impact right away. Couple injuries we want to talk about. Josh Allen pulled up lame with an elbow injury late in that Buffalo game when they lost to the New York Jets this past Sunday. So initially it was just a bruised elbow, but they're doing a little deeper dive there. Could be UCL issues. So if he can't go week 10 against the Vikings. Case Keenum's going to come in and get the call. So stay tuned for that when making your picks. One that I think all the fans are interested in, Titans playing the Broncos this week. So Titans QB Ryan Tannehill was noticeably absent. Malik Willis got the start and almost upset the Chiefs. So a lot of weight on his shoulders. But week 10, they are against the Broncos. The hope is that Tannehill can return, but if not, Derrick Henry's just going to have to carry that offense again and rush through everything again. Played against him in fantasy. It was a rough week for fantasy for me.
It was a real rough week for you. That was a real rough week. Well, we'll see if the Broncos defense can hold Willis down, hold Derrick Henry down.
We'll see. Yet to be seen, but Tannehill could come back, so keep an eye out for that. Not a player, but the Colts did fire their head coach, and Jeff Saturday is now in his place. So no previous coaching experience at the college or pro level for Jeff Saturday, but he was a player for the team. So we'll see if Saturday can get it done on Sunday against the Raiders. So those are the big ones. A lot of injury reports. Keep an eye out for that. Checking on that, but those were the ones that I thought our audience would be most interested in. Speaking of interesting, Kyle, it's time for Bits Picks.
My favorite segment of this weekly video.
So we're coming up on week 10. This is 10 episodes in, right? This is our 10th episode?
This is our 10th episode.
Okay, milestone. You have yet to see any movie I've recommended.
True.
This one is pretty popular, pretty significant. 2006, We Are Marshall.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
This one's a big deal.
Give me the rundown.
All right. Well, I chose this one specifically for this week because Monday the 14th is the anniversary of the tragedy for Marshall. On November 14th, 1970, a chartered plane coming back from their game against ECU crashed, carrying most of the Marshall team, coaches, boosters, a lot of fans. So it was devastating for the town of Huntington, West Virginia. I grew up in Pittsburgh near there, and Christiansburg, it was not far away. So Matthew McConaughey plays Jack Langle, who they were deciding whether to have a team or not. He comes in, says he wants to coach a team to unite the community. And, you know, if that was something that happened to his son or his family, that's what he would want. They need something to root for. So he kind of champions that, and the town rallies around that. So sad to start, but you know, a lot of emotions in there. Great cast. Also includes Kate Mara, if you're a House of Cards fan, January Jones, if you're a Mad Men fan, and the Falcon himself, or as I know him, Papa Doc from 8 Mile, Anthony Mackie. No? Have you seen 8 Mile, Kyle?
Been a while.
Okay, but you have seen that one?
Yeah.
It's not on the Brits Picks. It's not football related. You just avoid football movies. Great cast, touching redemption story. Yeah, it's a little quirky. You can decide how many of the facts are true or false if you want to dig in and research all of that. For the most part, true. Good uplifting story and a way to remember those lost in that crash. If you want to watch, coming up as Monday is the memorial. That's what I've got for Brits Picks going into week 10. Make sure you get those picks in by when, Kyle?
That would be 5 minutes before the Thursday night game. We are still 9 for 9. I'd love to see us go a full season and not miss any picks.
Yes. Can we be undefeated in the picks? I don't want to say can we be like the Eagles. I can't.
Don't say that.
I'll throw up in my mouth a little bit. Okay. Let's make our picks. Let's get them in. Let's keep this streak going and finish with our own undefeated pick season. Talk to you next week. And as always, make good choices.